Breaking news, actor Jonathan Majors will avoid jail time. Majors has been sentenced to probation after he was convicted of 1 count of second-degree harassment and 1 count of misdemeanor third-degree assault of his then-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins me now for more. Brian, what's your reaction to the sentence?
Makes sense.
What's up, guys? Boogie Buck again. So, as you guys know, Jonathan Majors was found guilty not too long ago for apparently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, right? And the reason I'm actually even reviewing this is because, as you guys can see, he has been sentenced to probation, which is not a shock to me because first-time offender, it wasn't like a crazy physical violence or domestic issue. And I think also the fact that there was also the video where she was chasing him down, that could have also helped his case, right? Even if they didn't find her guilty in any way. In fact, they put charges on her. The DA in New York, I think, put charges on her, but then after some time they dropped the charges. I think because some of his text messages kind of didn't help his case, right? But the reason I'm reviewing this is because I believe every man can learn from this. So let's watch exactly what they talk about this, and then I'll give my opinion.
First-time arrest, assault, and a misdemeanor. It's an A-class misdemeanor, so the highest of misdemeanors we have in the state of New York, but you don't typically see jail time following this. It makes sense that based on the nature of the allegations and what we heard from the victim in this case as well, that anger management would be a large portion of this as well. We know it's a 52-week anger management program that he's allowed to do in Los Angeles, which is pretty standard. They don't usually force you to come back to the States to do a sentence like that, and to continue mental health counseling.
So what happens next in this case?
That's pretty much it. Unless his attorneys want to appeal the case, from my understanding, they are in that kind of that realm where they believe that the judge got it typically wrong in this, where, if you remember, Jonathan Majors was found not guilty for intentional assault, but for reckless assault. And I think the appellate issue there is that the jury should have never been given the option of reckless assault, but only stuck with the intentional assault. Therefore, he would have won based on a misdemeanor conviction and only been sentenced to the harassment, which I think he would have been much more comfortable with. So,
yeah, and guys, if in fact, the reason I think even they didn't find him guilty on intentional, because there's other video I can show you guys, right? There was a video when she was chasing him down right here. She was literally chasing him down in the street. He was running from her. Guys, watch this. They are in the car. I think they were arguing, I think Uber or something, right? And she's pulling him and he's trying to push her back in the car, and he's running away from her, and they come out of the car and she's holding on to him, and he's trying, you see, he starts running away from her. See that? That doesn't look like to me like a man who's guilty. It looks like to me like a man who's trying to save his ass, because as you guys know, he's a big time actor at this time, right? Now obviously he has lost deals. I think Marvel is not going to work with him anymore, and so many other endorsement deals, just because of this simple case. And that's one of the things us men can learn from this, right? I think this, now hindsight is always 2020, right? But for me in this case, I think any man, what we can learn from this, if you're in a situation like this, I think the best thing would be to actually to give the call first. Because I think the reason they found him guilty is because he didn't want her anymore, according to some what people say, or the reports. He didn't want her anymore. As you can see, he's running from her because I think she was toxic, or is fighting him because he had other women. For heaven's sake, he's a star. He's always gonna have other women, especially if he's not married, right? So, and he was literally at his peak. So apparently he didn't want her, and she was always getting mad over that, right? Because at the time when they fought in the car, she got his phone and he was trying to get his phone back, and then she was mad because apparently he was talking to other women, right? But I think the first key thing every man should learn from this is, in such a situation, you gotta be the first one to call the cops. You gotta be the first one to report the case, especially if you have something to lose like a Jonathan Majors. Because for me, he was literally becoming one of my best actors, right, at the moment, because even in Creed, he did a better job than Michael B. Jordan. In fact, one of his favorite movies for me recently not recently, but more like the last 5 movies of his. I could say, I think The Harder They Fall. I think that's where there's the other black British guy who was in the movie too. He was so good. Like the way he acts, because some actors, right, they do acting and you see them as them in their real life, right? And then some actors act and they conquer the set. They conquer their particular um person character that they're representing in the movie, and he, to me, he was that guy. Now I didn't like him in Ant-Man. The whole movie was just trash to me, but that's my opinion, right? Some of you may disagree, but I think the key issue here, as man, for me, one thing I can learn, because I believe is, if the way she chased him down, he literally said, he called the cops and like, hey, listen, my girl is chasing me down, I need help. I think that call would have saved him, because it would have given a different perspective of, hey, um she was chasing me down too, she was assaulting me, and I called you guys. Because usually when a woman makes a report about a man first, even if she's guilty, they are going to arrest you first. You're going to be guilty, especially in the public eye. You're going to be guilty before they even listen to the whole story. So the moment they say Jonathan Majors is being accused of assaulting a woman, whether it's true or not, he's already guilty in the public eye. And that's why the companies like Marvel and every other person, they're just gonna cut ties, because anything to do with assaulting a woman, you're done. Like, until they find out that in fact, it doesn't matter even if they find you not guilty. For example, the what's that guy, the Jack Sparrow guy, I forget his name, the guy where Amber Heard was made up stories about him. They found him guilty, and then later they found that she lied, and now she actually even has to pay him. He lost out on a big deal with Disney over time, right? And he still can't make up that money because they cut ties, and then later they find out she lied on his name, and now nobody cares, right? It's like his reputation has already been messed up. So for Jonathan Majors, I don't know how he's gonna get back to his best. He was literally gonna be, to me, he was becoming like that Will Smith or Rock, the Rock kind of actors, to be like really the hardest actors in Hollywood, right? But with this case, it's gonna be so tough. Like, even if he appeals, they would literally have to find him not guilty for other companies to work with him. And I think another thing any man can learn from this is the fact that like, it's one thing to get in a situation and you have to call the police, right? That, hey, I need help to save yourself, right? To save yourself. But it's another thing knowing you have so much to lose that you have to vet the people you interact with, right? Because I'm sure with that girl who got him in these issues, he saw the red flags somewhere down the road in the beginning. He saw the red flags. But us as men, we are blinded by the beauty, right? And obviously he's a star now, so maybe that also kind of came to him, the fame, the power, the money that could have blinded him as well. So I can't really judge him. I'm not judging him because I'm a man myself and I'm a human being as well. Like, we make mistakes, but we can learn a few things from this. What do you guys think? What do you guys learn from this? Do you think he's guilty? Do you think she was lying? Do you think she should be as well charged for chasing him down and assaulting him? Because yes, they found texts where maybe they had issues before, but they also say the issues where they kind of had like back and forth 50-50 assaulting each other back in the day, that she used to start those and then he had to help, like there was so much of going back and forth. So at the end of the day, as a man, you're always going to be guilty in the public eye first. So you always have to, save yourself, defend yourself, go to the police if there are any issues. But at the end of the day, you have to vet the people you bring into your life. And that's what I learned from this. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Peace.